Oh, straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hi, welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. On the show today, is there a twist in the tale when it comes to Indian cricket's top job? Will Suryakumar Yadav come from behind and be the new man at the top as far as T20 cricket is concerned, or will Hardik Pandya be able to find favour? There is much drama in the BCCI corridors. We get you all the inside story on this one. Over in football, it was an emotional welcome for Kylian Mbappe in front of more than 80,000 Real Madrid supporters. Is his career path following that of the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo, and will Mbappe be able to emulate all the legends before him and what they've achieved? We get you his emotional responses from last evening too. And football rears its ugly head. Argentina and Spanish victory parades spark controversies. Argentinian players mock France. The association demands action. All the latest around this up ahead in the show, but first a look at the headlines in Sports 360. Over in football, Lionel Messi will not take part in Inter Miami's next two matches. The Miami captain has been sidelined due to an injury. Messi hurt his right ankle while playing the Copa America final for Argentina. The host of that final, Miami, has hit back at South America football governing body. This after the stadium was accused of improper security arrangements for the Copa America final between Argentina and Colombia. Ticketless fans had forced their way into the stadium. The hosts have responded saying they exceeded the security recommendations that the association itself had made. Over in tennis, 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal has been named in the entry list for the US Open this year. The 38-year-old has a protected ranking of 9th. Protected ranking in tennis allows injured players to retain their status when they return to play. Nadal, for now though, aims to play at the Paris Olympics. Over in cricket, former India player Amit Mishra admits of age fraud. Mishra accepted there is a one-year difference in his actual age. The leg spinner said he did that to play under-19 cricket and claims his coach helped him to do so. And Joe Bryant, father of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, has passed away at the age of 69. Joe featured in the National Basketball Association for 8 seasons. He played for San Diego Clippers and Houston Rockets during his career. Now, when there's question of captaincy and Indian cricket, there's always bound to be drama and last-minute twists and turns. Hardik Pandya was one of the top contenders to lead India's T20 fortunes from this point on. That was the plan for a while. Hardik Pandya to take over the reins from Rohit Sharma for India as well as for Mumbai Indians over in the Indian Premier League, which is why he was the vice-captain of the Indian cricket team at the World Cup. The most logical pick. But last evening has thrown up quite a bit of uncertainty in that regard. There was a rather heated discussion within the BCCI around Pandya's candidature. The biggest concern seems to be whether he is the right fit given his injury-prone record and his past. In the absence of a majority in favour, the other option that I had mentioned yesterday seems to have a firm resonance within the board. There are strong murmurs that batting mainstay Suryakumar Yadav could gain more support to lead the T20 squad. Suryakumar Yadav has grown in stature and his presence in the Indian dressing room has been very heartwarming. He's loved, there is a friendly vibe about him. From having attitude issues over in his state team at the start of his career to now maturing into a fun, energetic and clinical component in the Indian setup, Suryakumar Yadav has come a long way. He also captained the side briefly against Australia, a series they won. Suryakumar Yadav, interestingly, also has featured in the Kolkata Knight Riders IPL franchise. This was way back when Gautam Gambhir was captain at that point. This, of course, way before Mumbai Indians happened to the batter. There is another notion that Gautam Gambhir has his say in this process too, of the decision of appointing who the next captain would be. And that's the reason for the heavy back and forth on the announcement and the delay in the appointment of the next captain. Because this selection, though it seems insignificant, it's ahead of a series to Sri Lanka, is crucial because the think tank believes that this is the setup that will be in place for the long run, right up to the 2026 T20 World Cup. whoever comes in here is going to take charge for that huge period of time. And that starts with this series. It's a brand new chapter, and so everyone involved, particularly the new coach Gambhir, want to get this right and want to get this done their way. There can be no more chop and changes, which is why the deliberation and the complications that's stopping from making this a straight-up selection and promotion for Hardik Pandya from vice to captain. The other complication, of course, is the fact that Hardik Pandya has requested rest from the ODI series owing to personal matters that he needs to tend to. Reports earlier suggested that Rohit Sharma could take a break from the one-dayers, but there are fresh reports coming in that that may not be the case, and the skipper will return to helm affairs for the one-day internationals against Sri Lanka, which at least gives BCCI one less headache to resolve, that of who will be captain of the ODI bunch. But here's my take on this. Captaincy is a crucial call. Sporting teams groom leaders. They prepare players to step up when the time is right, and when the predecessor is going to step aside or hang up his or her boots, so that the next in line is ready to take charge, has learned the ropes, and the transition is smooth, so there are no hiccups. Unfortunately, or just by lack of design, that's not happened here in this Indian setup. No one has been given that space or the opportunity to be groomed as the next in line to take over from Rohit Sharma, who, let's be honest, himself took charge under very odd circumstances, keeping Virat Kohli aside. So this is not the perfect stage for a smooth takeoff. Having said that, it's critical to get this decision right, because once they do, they will have to stick with it for a while. There is no looking back, and it has to be a long-term agenda. So there can be no stopgap decisions from this point on. With a new coach coming on board, you need a captain who will have to sync up with him, and that relationship needs air and space to breathe and develop. So BCCI needs to get this one right and run with it. So if there are any second guesses on fitness or rapport, those doubts will have to be put to rest one way or the other. The only concern here, what will the repercussions and the backlash of sidelining someone who was touted to, who was at least led to believe that he would be the next captain, be? Will the dressing room be a happy place, and will there be no friction within the system and within the setup with this decision? That's something the BCCI have to ensure.
Uno, dos, tres. ¡Hala, Madrid!
Two different eras, two different timelines, one that happened 15 years ago, the other just yesterday. After years of uncertainties, Mbappe's childhood dream of playing for Real Madrid took its first flight. Real Madrid unveiled the French captain in a grand ceremony. A packed Bernabeu cheered on Mbappe's coronation as the Real Madrid player. Yes, it was no less than a coronation. And you remember the pictures that we started this story with. You couldn't ignore the similarities between Mbappe's unveiling and that of the man who inspired his dream, Cristiano Ronaldo. Years apart, and yet the emotion, the style, very same. It was like Mbappe had rehearsed what Ronaldo had done way back in 2009. It was singed in his brain so much so that it had become muscle memory for him. That iconic unveiling had become his ticket, Mbappe's passion and his goal. He wanted to be there doing exactly what Ronaldo had done many years ago, to pay homage to a legend and to start a brand new chapter. The walk, the kiss of the badge, the glittery eyes, all of that, it was the very same. In fact, the way they went to the podium, the warm smile, the very same jersey number 9. Over 80,000 people welcomed Ronaldo a decade ago More than 80,000 gleefully watched the young star last evening. A kid who once idolized Ronaldo was living his dream finally. A lifelong ambition of not just playing for Real Madrid but walking in the shoes of a legend. It was the most perfect tribute from Mbappe to Ronaldo.
Yes, it's a nod to Cristiano. Always my idol as a kid, as I said. And I'm lucky now. He's a friend who gives me a lot of advice. He marked an era at Real Madrid.
Ronaldo was almost 25 when he signed up for Madrid. Mbappe is currently 25 as he replicates the very same. Before joining Madrid, Ronaldo was an established star at Manchester United. He was scoring goals, had won Champions League, had domestic titles to his name. He was a legend at United. Despite all of that, Ronaldo left that club to join his dream side, Real Madrid. Mbappe has uncannily mirrored the very same mentality now. Mbappe was a PSG legend by the time he left Paris Saint-Germain, and yet he took that brave call to join Real Madrid, his dream club. Even during the transfer, Mbappe's move was blocked by PSG. With Ronaldo, Alex Ferguson was not really ready to let the Portuguese star go. Ronaldo and Mbappe pose similar mindsets. They want to show they are the best players on the pitch. They both are fearless in the face of challenges, and they are two bona fide leaders. So for Mbappe, his career has certainly been following in the footsteps of Ronaldo. And given the magnitude of this achievement, Mbappe couldn't really hold back his emotions.
I knew that my destiny was to play for Real Madrid and that it would come one day. I will give my life for this club and for this badge. I wasn't the best at school, but in Spanish, I was 100%. Because as I said, I knew I had this dream of one day playing for Madrid.
But it didn't go as planned for him. He had to fight and stay patient, navigate the political turmoil that raged around him. Mbappe waited for close to 3 long years. He never lost sight of what he really wanted, and he was willing to go the distance to achieve this one big dream.
For me, Real Madrid was the only option. I had many offers from different clubs, but I always said the same thing. When I leave Paris, it will be to go to Madrid. I was close to signing for Madrid 3 years ago. That is also part of a footballer's life. As I said, the past is behind me. Many things happened in the past. What I think about is the present.
Yes, it's been a very dramatic and a very eventful 2024 for Mbappe, with him being in crossfires for months, trying to keep his vision even as there was mayhem all around him, as various invested parties kept pulling him in all possible directions. You could also sense the relief finally, the relief and the composure of finally crossing the line. But the evening was not all about only Ronaldo and Mbappe reliving his childhood hero's moment in front of the world. In that crowd at Bernabeu was a legend who probably had a key role to play in igniting Mbappe's Real Madrid passion. Former Real Madrid manager and French legend Zinedine Zidane, who welcomed Mbappe to his new home, the foundation of which was laid by Zidane himself more than 12 years ago. It was Zidane who invited Mbappe for a training session at Real Madrid back then. Zizou, who played his part in planting that seed and fueling the passion, had given Mbappe his car to come all over and be amazed at a prospect that would go on to dominate Mbappe's passion. Ronaldo and Zidane, that's two legendary footballers, two big shoes to fill. A lot of pressure for Mbappe. Pressure to live up to these names and script a chapter more magnificent than theirs, because records are meant to be broken and history meant to be reshaped, rewritten. And if the recent past has taught us anything at all, it's that Mbappe knows how to soak up the pressure. He dodged diplomatic bullets, overcame political hurdles, held strong through wave after wave of criticism and spite that came from leaving PSG before he could finally sit on the shores of Madrid. So if anyone can take Real Madrid to even greater heights now, it could well be Kylian Mbappe. There are no celebrations and victory parades that quite match ones by footballers. The euphoria, the colours, the music and the vibe. And this week saw two victory marches, one by Spain post the Euros win and the other by Argentina for their Copa America triumph. Now, I love a good celebration where players let their hair down, there is unbridled joy, passion, the crowd cheering and adoring their antics and everyone lapping it all up. But it is in these moments that many quite forget and cross a line. That can bear repercussions and leave a negative impact. And that's what happened in both these victory celebrations. Now, I'll start with Spain. The revelry turned sour after many heard this.
Es español, Gibraltar es español, Gibraltar es español, Gibraltar es español.
Controversial chants by star players in the lineup, Rodri and captain Alvaro Morata. It had nothing to do with the triumph. Players were chanting Gibraltar is Spanish and seen grooving alongside them, the boy genius Lamine Yamal. Gibraltar is currently a British overseas territory, but Spain continues to claim Gibraltar to be part of theirs. Gibraltar is also a full member of UEFA and was part of Euros qualifier. This little episode did not go down too well with the Gibraltar Football Association either.
This is a totally unnecessary mixing of a great sporting success with discriminatory political statements that are hugely offensive to Gibraltarians. The lamentable use of the platform of celebrations around winning the Euro Cup for advancing the idea of usurping the territory of Gibraltar is contrary to the principle that sport should not be used to advance any political controversial ideology.
A national team captain, Morata, being at the centre of this is problematic. A dynamic player like Rodri portraying such thoughts is a matter of concern, and a young sensation who's the talk of the town, Lamine Yamal, who may not have said these words but was present there, does not do well either. A lot of youngsters in Spain look up to these players. It's good to be opinionated, to have a voice, to stand up for what's right and what's wrong, but there is a time, there is a place, and there are certain issues that just is simply not required or has any connect to the world of football. During Euros, when Albania and Serbia supporters displayed nationalist flags and banners, it sparked a huge controversy. UEFA fined the federations of both the countries, penalised for an act that their fans indulged in. So why let the players off the hook? As custodians of the sport and as public figures, shouldn't they bear a sense of larger responsibility? But if you thought Spain went overboard, the Copa America winners Argentina took it a notch higher through a racist and discriminatory song. In a video uploaded by Chelsea footballer and Argentina midfielder Enzo Fernandez, a bunch of players were seen taunting the French side by singing a rather controversial song. Again, nothing to do with their triumph. The very same lyrics sung by Argentina fans whenever these two sides clash. It even targets French players' sexuality preferences in a very condescending note. Not the kind of stuff that players representing a country, match winners, role models, kids look up to should be heard propagating or even uttering. The French Football Federation is seething. Understandably so. They have vowed to file a complaint with football's governing body, FIFA. They want the Argentinian players involved in this to be punished. And yes, it doesn't look like they will stop or be appeased without any significant action being taken in this matter. Enzo, though, was quick to respond. The severe backlash that he was already receiving online prompted him to send in an apology, saying it did not reflect his personal views, but the damage was done. Irreparable damage, not just to France, but to Argentina's image and that of his own. Enzo did not just hurt the sentiments of those he was taunting in the song, but also teammates of his, players he's played alongside and shared dressing rooms with, players who are his brothers in a team. Enzo's Chelsea teammate Wesley Fofana, who is a French player, saw the video and called Enzo out on it, saying it was racist and it had no place in today's world. The matter has rapidly escalated, with Chelsea starting an internal disciplinary procedure against Enzo too. With this act, Enzo has not only alienated his people, but those who believed in him, many of his teammates and fans, and those he's shared the sport with. And why must I stop at only Enzo? There were many others there in that video who were joining in, humming the song along. They've let their country down. Now, I know sport is about winning at all cost, but just like how victory is a mandate from any athlete, maybe a check on their behavior is imperative too, because of who they are and the stature that they have as public figures and as celebrities and people who influence the mass. Lionel Messi might not have been part of these chants, may not have even sung the song, but being the leader that he is, he did not stop it from happening either. So where exactly is the line that separates fun banter and outright demeaning, hurtful condescension? Why don't you let us know? And it's time for last serve now. Just when you think you've seen it all, Paris Mayor Hidalgo, just to prove that the river Seine is clean and ready for the Olympics, went in for a swim. She covered about 100 meters to show all is well. Take a look.
On est prêt? S'il vous plaît, vers nous, S'il vous plaît. Ça va? Super. Elle est géniale.
Quite a brave attempt there, but that does it here on First Sports. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, do take care.